If he don't win this year, he's a bum.
What?
It ain't really that.
That's a Hall of Fame terrible take right there.
No, it's not. It's true. It's so true.
Change this every week, man.
Boy, just choke. Straight winning booty and let the ball go.
Fact.
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you.
LeBron James
puts up a three. Won't go. Rebound box. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Irving and Curry. One-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good. Kyrie Irving from downtown.
Oh, yeah, but we'll get to explaining it in a second. How we doing, Joe? How we doing?
Alive, living. I'm here.
We alive.
Yes,
sir. All right, Joe. It has been, I'll say it's been a start to this NBA season. And am I stalling a little bit because I didn't get the opportunity to update all of our titles before this episode? I sure am, Joe.
Oh, yeah. They don't tell you now. You got to do it beforehand before you open it up. Yep. I did that too.
Bro, I feel like every other time we get on here,
that's something new.
It's a new process.
Every time. It really is.
So
but it does say NBA season episode 3.
I got to do the title. The title was fine, but the description is our description from last time.
Oh, so it's not making no sense.
Yeah, it ain't making no sense, but it's all good. We're getting updated as we go on the fly here, Joe.
But update it when we're done anyway. Like on the Facebook page, it's not gonna update until afterwards. You're gonna have to go in there and update it.
It is what it is. Yep. It is what it is, Joe. But
you see that? You see that though? Repping Chaminade CCP. This is one of a kind. 101. I got this. This is Cricket. Was done by Cricket. This 101. Can't get this anywhere. It's exclusive. I was saying because we're going to talk about Jason Tatum and Bradley Beal and stuff. You know, CCP up in the house. I just had to throw that out there real quick.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Throw it out there. I ain't mad at it.
You're a little jealous. It's okay.
I don't know if jealous is the word I would go with, Joe, but
we still accept you. It's okay.
I think that's up for debate into the entire 2011 class, but it's okay. I appreciate your acceptance, Joe. But let's talk about the NBA, Joe. So we've had some surprising stories. We've had some surprising players. We've had some not so good starts to the season for some franchises, and that's what we're going to start. We're going to start with Philly. Philly is 3-13. Their big three has played a total of like 6 minutes together. Because the one game that they all finally came back together, what happened in 6 minutes into the game? Paul George re-aggravated his knee. Bone bruise, hyperextended knee. Throwing out a whole bunch of things that possibly went wrong with him. End of the day, they haven't played a lot of games together. Embiid, when he has been out there, has looked. I mean, you want to talk about looking injured? I mean, he's looked injured. Like it doesn't look very good. It also doesn't sound like he's being very attentive. Tyrese Maxey lately had to call him out for being late to team meetings.
They got snitches in the locker room.
That you gotta get here on time. So Joe, just react to the whole mess. We're gonna talk about their lone bright spot in a second, but talk about just kind of the mess of Philly as a team right now, knowing that they went into this season, they brought in Paul George thinking that was going to get them over the hump, and they're finally going to be a title contender. They look anything but like a title contender right now.
I mean, this is exactly what you get when you created the process. You coddled Joel Embiid, and now that he's a teenager or damn near grown, you want to punish him for his actions. It doesn't work like that. You should have punished him for his actions at the very beginning. But no, you created this trust the process situation. You wanted to have Joel Embiid stay. You caused everything he wanted. He got his money, and now look at him. He's doing what everybody knew he was going to do. He's leaning into his laziness. He's not going to be in shape. He did all that. He wasn't healthy when he was in the NBA playoffs. He wasn't healthy when he was in the Olympics. And then he didn't show up to camp healthy after he got paid. As an NBA player, NBA should be your priority. You just got $300 million and you're not conditioned to play in the game. And then you have Paul George, who's always injured. They should have known he was going to be injured. They put themselves in this situation. They should have known they weren't going to get 82 out of him. And then you have a situation where after he comes back, he misses games because he was injured. Comes back, gets injured again, but then has time to go on his podcast to address somebody snitching about a situation that happened in the locker room about players only meeting. Like players only meetings don't get spilled out all the time. You got time to talk about that. But anything about this up. It's not a great organization. I will give Daryl Morey credit. He tried to put a team together. He keeps bringing in pieces, but he's doing the same thing that he did with James Harden. He coddles his superstars, and he never puts the fire to his superstars and puts the onus on them. And this is what he gets. He gets superstars who don't care about winning because there's no pressure to win because they're going to get paid no matter what. So Philly got exactly what they deserved. They set up this situation for failure, and this is what they get. Hopefully, if they can play together, they'll look a bit better. It's almost going to be too late. Like they're definitely going to be playing for a play-in spot at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Joe, I think you hit the nail on the head, right? Same thing with Harden that Daryl Morey did. That the same thing that Philly has done the entire time they've had Joel Embiid. That's not obviously all on Daryl Morey because that predates him, but they're like this person. Yeah, everyone knows those people that get in a relationship and then all they ever do is just say yes to their significant other because they're too afraid to upset them, make them mad, because they're scared that they'll end up leaving because they didn't just coddle every single thing that they wanted. That's exactly what they've done with Joel Embiid. And end of the day, he's probably going to want out after this season, right? Because it's a dumpster fire there right now. And again, it's the same thing. It's why I had them so low when we did our preseason rankings for them. I had them, I believe, at 6, and that's probably going to end up being too high. It's a bunch of people that always want to blame somebody else, right? Like that's always what it is. There's never personal accountability. The only person that seems like they have accountability on that team is Tyrese Maxey. If I'm the 76ers, I would just blow the other shit up. Get Embiid away, get PG away, bring me in some new people, and build around him and their promising rookie Jared McCain. Because I don't like what I hear about that. Like it goes all the way back with PG, right? They're when he was with the Thunder, and Dame hits that big shot on him, right? What's he do after the game? Like he can't just say good shot. It was a really good shot by Damian Lillard. He goes, well, I made him take a bad shot. Like he needs like that. He needs like someone to say like, "Oh, you did so good, PG. You did good job. You made Dame take a bad shot. He just made it anyways. Just say, we tried to make him take a bad shot. He made a tough shot. That's all you had to say. You didn't have to like try and criticize it and demean it in a way. It's like, oh well, I made him take a bad shot. Like okay, well he made it, and your ass went home, right? Joel Embiid every single year, everyone makes a new excuse for him. Oh well, he had the lazy eye last year. His knee was hurt last year. Blah 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 blah. Whatever. Every single year it's a new story. Every single year it's a new story from him and why that. Oh, well, we had to give Embiid an excuse this year. The next year, then it's a new excuse. This year it's going to be the knee, right? It's already set up this year. Because the moment things go wrong, I'm not saying he fakes injuries. I'm not trying to put that all out there. I just find it very convenient that every single time their ass gets bounced from the playoffs, he can point to some ailment or something that is going wrong with him as to why everybody's hurt. Everybody is dealing with something.
Right. Yeah.
Like, yes, it happens to him more because, again, I blame the flopping and putting all the extra stress on his body for no reason.
Sniffing his shitty fingers for no reason. You flop really bad too when you flop in free throws. Who flops free throws?
We forgot where he was.
Man, it's crazy. It's that involved into your game. That's how bad it is.
I don't know if the Pacers would ever do this, but we do have a comment in there. This is an interesting one though. But like this is the type of thing that I'm saying. If you could pull off some magic like this, blow that shit.
You know what? That would be pretty good though, because like that would be a lot of fast pace. Halliburton can get back to that fast speed. That's Halliburton's problem this year. That's why he's not playing well, because they got Pascal Siakam in there and it's changed the offense and they slowed down. He's not doing that fast tempo. I mean, he's still getting the assists, but he's not scoring like he was.
It seems, I don't know, there's still reports out there saying he's having some of those back issues that plagued him when he was with Team USA.
Snow bunnies.
I don't know.
Zion had leg issues too when he was messing with that porn star. I'm just saying. Tyrese Halliburton always got more than one. I'm just saying. He deep in the snow. And I'm not talking about drugs. I'm just saying. Well, it may be a drug to him, but he deep in it. I don't blame him. But they should trade Embiid though. They really should. Who would take Embiid at this point?
I wouldn't want him.
The Heat wouldn't take him. No, wait. Yeah, no.
He would actually probably have a chance to get on the Heat because Jimmy likes him so much. I know Jimmy loves Embiid. I don't know how.
You think he's gonna pass the conditioning test, the Pat Riley conditioning test?
That's what I'm saying. I don't.
Come on.
I don't want him.
Well, if Dion Waiters can do it, anybody can. I'm saying Dion Waiters can do it. Anybody can.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to their kind of young start. I think this is surprising a lot of people because of how far he fell in the draft. But Jared McCain has been balling, certified balling. I mean, again, they only have 3 wins. Big part of those 3 wins has been Jared McCain as a bright spot, putting up. I believe when he's had the opportunity to start, he's averaging about 26 points a game. What I want to know from you, Joe, is he already a lock to win Rookie of the Year?
I owe him an apology, but I don't think he's a lock. No. I owe him an apology though, because I was like, oh, this is just a TikTok dude who like to paint his nails. Like this dude finna get into the NBA, play against grown men, and get punked real quick. But he has that confidence. That's what the one thing you need. If you can ball and you got the confidence, he's not scared of anybody out there. You can see he has that confidence, and he think he can make every shot. And the fact that it's going down right now, and he doesn't have stars out there that he has to coddle to or pass up shots to get them the ball, I think that's helping him a lot. But I think that there's some other guys out there. To be honest, I think Zach Edey has a chance to run Rookie of the Year. I mean,
he looks pretty good.
He's averaging a double. I mean,
he's looking better than I thought he would.
He's looking pretty good. Like if he has
the points got to go higher though.
Yeah. I'm just saying it could happen. In the second half, things click, and he may get a little bit quicker on the offensive side, and not be as shy to get to his. Because he's had a 2010 game already. It's not like he hasn't had an explosive games where you just couldn't stop him with his little hook shots he's had. So I think he has the potential to get up there too.
I'm not gonna say it's a lock, but I'm at about 90%. Reason why I'm at 90%, Joe. Paul George's going to keep missing games. Joel Embiid going to keep missing games. He's going to get these shots. He's going to have the opportunity.
He'll be the third option though, because Maxey is back, and then Kelly Oubre will probably take over more if they're not playing as much.
He's played well with Maxey. I mean, that's really not been an issue for him. What I find is interesting is the other guys that are picked at the very top of the draft. They got some work to do. They got some work.
Not ready.
Alex Sarr is impressive to me. Like I see why they took him. He's big. He's already blocking a lot of shots and defending the rim very, very well. And then he's shooting the 3 okay. I get the vision there. I think it's just going to take a little time for him to fully get going. If that can all click in this season, he's got a shot for it too. Because he's definitely going to have his opportunities. They play real fast. He's going to get opportunities to get up and down and score. But right now, I think it's Jared McCain's to lose. I think it's a fun story. And, it's funny. I think the same thing that what made people kind of doubt Caleb Williams in the NFL, right? Because he painted his nails. They just call him he's different. I don't know if he really loves.
Just say what it is. That's what people think.
Well, it's like, I don't know if he loves the game really, blah blah. Like all those just things.
You know what it is. Stop lying. People think they're gay. So let's just be real.
I don't know. I know people have definitely accused Jared McCain. I don't know that I remember that accusation for Caleb Williams. I think they just thought he was like
they thought he was soft because he went cry to his mom after a loss.
Yeah, They people just been calling. They've been calling Jared McCain Zesty King, all these different things, right? Like
they did that to Caleb Williams too. They thought he had lipstick on. Remember?
I don't remember that, but I don't stay as plugged into college.
Yeah, during the draft, he did a picture, and they saw during his pro day, he was throwing the ball, and they saw his lips. He was he has pink lips like Marvin Harrison's lips. And they look like he had lip gloss on, so people thought he had lipstick on.
Yeah, I mean, what's kind of funny though, Joe, is something you brought up as to why McCain has had so much success. You talk about his confidence. Part of it probably comes from you can clearly tell he does not give a fuck about what anyone else thinks, right? He's out there doing the TikToks. He got the painted nails on. He knows he's going to get ridiculed for it, and he just doesn't care. He's unbothered by all of it.
Well, the last person I thought like that was D'Angelo Russell. We see how that's turned out. So, just saying.
fair enough.
Just saying.
Let's
He
move on.
kept that same time, and we didn't bring up Dalton Connect, which I think is interesting. But it's just too many people he has to give the ball to, and he's not going to be shooting freaking 47%.
Hey, but that 37 piece he dropped the other night was electric.
Shooting lights out, yeah, insane.
It's funny too. I had this thought, Joe, after that game. I was like, yeah, NBA world really, really messed up letting JJ Redick get
Seriously,
that type of player. Like that was objectively, that was dumb. I was like, okay, of all people to understand,
you gave
how to
JJ
use Dalton
Redick,
Connect,
JJ Redick.
you gave exactly you gave him a tall JJ Redick. I was like,
Right? That's 23, so he knows basketball. He's been around it.
you know what? Before
nothing-
we move on,
great.
I want to make this point because this has happened now for a couple seasons now. What I think we're seeing as, I think just
Too
AAU
many
continues to ruin young players for the most part. People are always so scared of drafting these non-one and done players. But look
Mhm.
at it, look at all these impactful rookies that we've had that are
Older.
not one and done, that are
Yeah.
older, right? Think about, and again, they're going. Part of what's helping is they're going to teams that are not terrible and being asked to carry franchise. So I'm not ignoring that piece. But they're being asked to be role players. But like Dalton Connect this year, right? I believe Jared McCain was a 2-year player, I think, at Duke, right?
2-year, yeah.
Just for my squad, Jaime Jaquez Jr. last year was a 3-year, 4-year player from
3 or 4,
UCLA.
yeah.
Like those guys can still play. Like they act like the NBA acts like when you're 22, you're old. Like
Right.
brother, they have 15 years ahead of them if they're actually good at basketball. Like you don't have to overlook them, right? Like I wonder if we're going to start seeing less emphasis on the one and done and getting people when they're 19 so they have more time to train in the NBA, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I kind of wonder if we'll see a shift as
Well, there'll probably be less one and dones too, though, because the NIL.
possibly.
Maybe.
I think the money's still better in the NBA, but
Well, yeah, but I mean, unless you're a guaranteed top 20 pick, why go
Yeah.
back? Why go to the pro? Unless you're guaranteed, you're going top 20. I'll go back.
fair enough.
Make a quick 5. Well, it depends on how much money you're making for real. Everybody's not making that much NIL.
Yeah, that's for sure. Joe, let's move on though. Trade talks are already buzzing. I think
Since
2 targets that
a
we
while
knew
ago.
were always going to be on the market this season, but the Bulls are shopping Zach LaVine and Nikola Vucevic. Joe, what do you like in terms of fits for these guys? Which teams do you think should be going after either or both of these players?
Man, I think Levine would be awesome with the Magic, but I think he would mess up the chemistry, and that's where I'm really concerned with Levine. I think I would like. I don't. That's tough. That's real tough. I don't like Levine anywhere because to me he's turned into a selfish player. Where when he was a role player and he knew his role, and I felt like he was a better player. But right now, it's really tough for me to decide where. Like, if you get Zach LaVine, is that going to get you over the hump? Is what I'm trying to think. What team would really be like, okay, if we get Zach LaVine, it's going to take us over the top? I want to say Timberwolves, but he's already been there, so I don't like that either. Like, there's not really many destinational spots for him, like Magic, for real. Or if you're Brooklyn, maybe.
Magic's not a bad one.
I don't know. He's
See,
not going somewhere.
If I'm Brooklyn, though, Joe, my issue with Brooklyn,
you're starting over anyway.
It's like
You get Cam Thomas and Zach LaVine.
I'm just saying we see him with the Bulls, right? And we see what type of team they are.
It's gonna be the exact same.
Yeah, you're not. You see, he's not like a franchise like elevator, right? Like he's a good player. He's more of a finishing touch than he is a building block, in my opinion.
Facts.
So I'm gonna give you a team that I think could be exciting with him that you did not name, the Sacramento Kings. I was
thinking the Kings, but then
that would be an athletic.
Is he gonna come off the bench? Oh, he's gonna start shooting guard.
Yeah, put him with De'Aaron Fox. That's an athletic team.
That's pretty crazy.
Reunites him with his buddy DeRozan, who he has chemistry with already from their time in Chicago.
I kind of like that.
That all of a sudden is a long 2 and 3, right? Between him and DeRozan, they're both kind of long athletic players. DeRozan obviously a little older.
I don't mind that.
They're all of a sudden they've got Davion Mitchell they can bring in off the bench, assuming he's not part of the trade package, as somebody that can go and defend. They
you
probably
can't
have to
trade
give
him.
up Murray. He'd probably be the piece that the Bulls would want as a shooter. But I think that's an interesting spot for him.
That's not bad.
Vucevic. I don't know what his role is, Joe. He's one that I really struggle with in terms of a role for him. Like, I think ideally he moves into like kind of what Kevin Love is for the Heat. Like, you get 18 to 20 minutes. Whether that's starting off the bench doesn't really matter.
Man, finna go to the Pelicans, bro. No, you don't really need him. The Grizzlies need him. The Grizzlies need another big man. They don't have no big besides Zach Edey.
That wouldn't be a bad person to kind of have around Edey as well. That's not a bad spot. What I'm interested in though is who he kind of reminds me of at this stage of his career, kind of like Brook Lopez before he went to Milwaukee. I don't know that he's ever going to quite be able to be the rim protector.
I was about to say, yeah, Brook Lopez turned into a good defender, though.
That's what I'm saying. If you remember, though, before Brook Lopez got there, he was
not good defender.
Defensive liability.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, he just got to the right spot with the right pieces around him, and he kind of blossomed into that. He learned that role. So that's kind of that wouldn't be a bad position for him. A team that I could maybe see him fitting with. No, I don't think that he. Minnesota wouldn't be bad, in my opinion.
I was thinking the same thing, but it's just too many bigs.
Yeah, but I think
it's not 1995.
Yeah, but I just how I feel about Rudy. I don't want Rudy out there ever.
Golden State.
I don't know that. I actually don't hate that.
The Clippers.
Clippers wouldn't be bad either. It's kind of like a backup to Zubac. Don't hate that. But anyways.
Somebody's going to take him. People will take sure. Yeah, he's definitely going to. Zach LaVine, I feel like it's going to be a harder sell because, like, you bringing him in to win a championship or you bringing him in because
who's probably going to get Vucevic? It's going to piss me off, and it's probably going to it's going to work too. Who's probably going to do it? They'll trade like a second round pick and somebody that no one's ever heard of. Probably the fucking Celtics.
Yeah. I can see that.
I can see that happening.
I can see that. I was going to say, Oklahoma City.
Yeah. Also not a bad spot. Not a bad spot.
They're actually not.
Chet being hurt.
Yeah, I'm going to say they're not that big without Chet, actually. I mean, like, their front courts and stuff is big, but rebounding wise, they're not that big, right?
They could use another Chet.
Yeah.
But let's talk about those Celtics, Joe. They got their premier big man back.
Best team in the league, man.
Kristaps Porzingis is back. Has already scored a bucket tonight. What do you think? Is this going to change the dynamic of the East? The Cavs are currently sitting in first place, but
I don't mean shit,
bro. Did handle them their first loss.
I don't mean shit. The Chiefs got the best record in the NFL, but they are not the best team by watching them. So, but Porzingis definitely helps them. Like the way the Celtics were looking in the playoffs before Porzingis was out was lethal. So if they can just imagine if they can still be as efficient shooting threes and Porzingis is efficient shooting threes, but then when they start missing them, they can go to Porzingis and he can still post up and get you a 2 when you need it. Like that's scary as hell. And teams like the fact they played the Timberwolves the other night, and the Timberwolves played them very well, and they could have won that game. It's just the Celtics made too many threes. Like it's almost impossible to beat a team that makes that many threes. So I think that with Porzingis there now, if you have a team that are all about twos and they're trying to penetrate and get as many twos as they can, now you got a rim defender there that just makes them even harder to stop. To me, it's right now. I don't know how you could go into a game against the Celtics and say we can defend all their players the way they're shooting the ball right now, and we can score and keep up with them shooting. Like I don't know what you can do to stop the Celtics at this point.
I ain't giving them all that.
I am.
They're good.
They're good as hell, bro. I think
the biggest thing that Porzingis is going to bring for them as he comes back is that rim protection. I think they have been missing a little bit of rim protection.
Now with him back too, name a player on when they're even on offense. Name a player you can sag off of.
Oh no, for sure.
That's what
I'm not
scary.
I'm not saying you're wrong in that sense. What I'm saying is I've watched the Celtics this year, and I thought maybe
They're
they would
good,
have
bro.
evolved and they would have grown
No, they
out of
still
some
do
of their
that same
bullshit.
stupid shit. They
But
still do that.
they still get into the let's play 1-on-5 and just
They still do
completely
that.
forget that we've got an insane starting five. They still do it. I
They
saw
do.
Jaylen Brown try to lose them a game the other night. They ended up pulling it out, but they still do that dumbass 1-on-1 shit. So I'm not all the way in on them. The one counterpoint I want to bring to the offensive versatility. It sounds great. I know he's 7'3". He theoretically should be able to live around the rim. He's never really done that in his career. Like at best, he's gonna get the ball in the mid post and maybe do one step dribble and kind of do like a little floater. That's about as much as he does though around the rim
That's all you need right now.
consistently. So I'm just saying, like, it's not like he's gonna be a guy they post up like traditionally, backs down, little baby hook. That's never really been Porzingis. But
I mean, they can
they're
call play
good.
for him if they miss
good.
4 threes in a row. Like, all right, let's Porzingis,
All right,
come on.
yeah, try something different. Yeah, no, for sure.
Instead of giving it to Al Horford.
Like, Al makes some big shots with them though.
He really does.
All right, Joe, we gotta move into. So we're gonna play a game that we played many times on 3 and a Possible. We're gonna do buy or sell. I'm gonna give you a statement. You're gonna tell me if you're buying the statement or you're selling the statement. Then you're gonna tell me why. So first one up, the Minnesota Timberwolves are currently sitting outside not just the playoffs, but outside of the play-in game in the West. So buy or sell, the Timberwolves lost a cat trade already.
I'm buying it. Did they trade Rudy Gobert? No, they did not. So they automatically lost the trade. And you see exactly what happened is everybody in the NBA, it doesn't matter if you become Rudy Gobert's teammate, you're going to have an incident with him. Julius Randle already done had an incident with him. It seemed like they fixed it a little bit, but Julius Randle already had an incident with him. There was literally a point in the game where there was like 2 minutes left in the game, 2 games ago. Rudy Gobert's posted up, and there's like 3 seconds left on the shot clock, and Julius Randle throws him the ball. And guess what Rudy Gobert does? Fumbles the ball. And you just saw Julius Randle's face like, see, man, that's why I don't pass you the ball, because you're not good offensively. And it has to be something with, I don't know if it's like the French. I don't know what it is. I don't know if there's a miscommunication or something that the way Rudy says things, but he always rubs teammates the wrong way. He's not a good offensive player, and you can tell. I play with basketball players, man. They don't like when you're not good offense of a good offensive player and you don't acknowledge it. If you can't make a layup, motherfucker, pass the ball. You know you can't make it. Like, it's okay. They still playing ball with you. Do what you're good at. Play your role. Like, don't get outside of there. Why are you upset if you don't get the ball? You can't shoot. And that's their problem. They traded away Cat because they thought Cat was soft and he do stupid fouls all the time, and he probably was their best piece to trade. But Rudy Gobert is the issue. He's gonna stay the issue. He's gonna be a liability in the playoffs. You still have another issue now. Anthony Edwards is shooting hella threes because the paint is still clogged up because you still got 2 big statues in the paint. This is not 1990. You gotta spread the floor. Everybody's shooting these threes, and you still in this old school basketball, and it's not gonna work. So I think they lost.
I'm selling. You already know I'm selling. Look. It sounds great right now. The Knicks are in 3rd place or something in the East, 9-7, whatever they are. That's cool. That's cute. Cat's had some nice games for them. This isn't the time of year where Cat screws up. This is not the time where he messes up.
That's true.
I've already seen it in some of the games that he plays. He still commits the dumb fouls with a non-shooting threat.
Facts.
20 feet away from the rim. He still does all the same stupid shit that he always has. It's going to bite him in the ass. And all he's doing by scoring as well as he's scoring right now is setting them up for failure, because they're going to then try to rely on him when they need him most. You know who the Timberwolves are not going to rely on?
Rudy Gobert.
Karl-Anthony Towns, because he's gone now. Rudy Gobert.
But you have faith in Julius Randle?
I'd rather Julius Randle than some Karl-Anthony Towns.
That's fair.
I know he's going to go out with some heart.
I've seen Julius Randle though in the playoffs the last few times, and it has not been pretty.
Yeah, but I mean,
27% from the field.
the last
Ugly.
time he was in the playoffs, though, that was before they got Big Body Brunson, and he was having to solo act it. I think playing off Anthony Edwards is going to be a completely different story than Julius Randle trying to be the guy.
Anthony Edwards is gonna have to play better.
You know who needs to play better? The other piece that I really liked in that trade for the Timberwolves, Dante
Stevenson.
DiVincenzo.
Yeah,
I get it, you're not with your little Villanova friends anymore, but my boy, come on now.
good point. Playing like when he was
Sniper.
with the
He's a
Bucks,
sniper.
man.
Come on now.
He's supposed to be.
I digress. We move on. Buy or sell, Joe. The Golden State Warriors are real contenders this year. They are sitting atop the West right now at 12-4.
I'm not buying it. I mean, they do got Steph, so they can
you're hating
compete.
that, Wes.
I'm not buying it. No, I'm not buying it. They don't, bro. Like I get it. They have Steph. They got Draymond. Andrew Wiggins has looked good this year. He got over his little personal issues from last year. He looked good. But they're young as fuck. And I don't even care. They've had young players that have been through the process of being in the playoffs, but they haven't actually played in those big moments. And Steve Kerr hasn't coached them up or gave them opportunities to see if they can succeed in big moments. So, like I always say in the NBA, you got to take your bumps first before you make it through. And I know you got Steph, so you got a chance. But I'm selling it because they got too many young guys that I can't count on in the playoffs.
I'm buying it. I'm in. I love how they play basketball.
It is. They look good.
Most underrated move of the offseason. I think we've already talked about it on this show, but Buddy Hield.
Oh, yeah.
How did the NBA let him go there? They replaced Clay.
Pretty much. Well,
with the guy that doesn't have the right. Well, Clay has been giving you lately. They got
Clay
a guy
looks pretty
that
good.
does not have the stature of Clay, so there's no like awkwardness. Like, oh well, once upon a time when I was with this team, I was making all these shots, getting all these shot attempts.
Hey.
Buddy Hield don't care. He's coming off the
Dirt.
bench. He's just getting his shots up when they come to him, and he has been lethal. The young guys have looked good. Kuminga has been kind of up and down a little bit. His minutes have varied depending on the matchup, and he doesn't always respond very well to that. When you talk about mentality, Joe, that's the guy I'm worried about, Jonathan Kuminga.
Oh, for sure.
Are you going to be able to be a selfless team player?
Nope.
And not to understate this, he didn't get his contract.
Mm-hmm.
So he's also probably thinking about that in the back of his mind as well. I need to get my contract. I'm still trying to get paid, blah, 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 blah. But I'm buying him. I'm going to buy Steph Curry as the leader. He's going to be able to take him to promised land. Now, are they going to win it? I'm not saying they're going to win it all, but I think they got all the pieces. Like you said, Wiggins looks like the version of Wiggins from the year that they did win most recently.
It's kind of scary.
So yeah, I'm in on the Warriors. I'm in on the Warriors. Last one, Joe. Buy or sell. The Pacers were one-year wonders last year, flash in the pan, never to be thought of again.
You know what? Oh man, I think I'm buying it. I think Rick Carlisle is a really good coach, but I think his coaching style is outdated. Like I think he's a really good coach, X and O's wise, but I don't think he connects with players. And I think that they got a lot of just dudes. They got a lot of dudes. They don't have a superstars. And Tyrese Halliburton right now is looking like a borderline all-star, not a perennial all-star like people thought he was going to become. So I'm going to have to say I'm buying that they're a one-year wonder unless they got to do something different. Like Pascal Siakam was a nice addition, but I think it hurt their philosophy as an offense. It slowed them down, and I think that affected Tyrese Halliburton because now he's not having the same lanes. He's not having that same pathway to the lane as well. So I'm buying it as one-year wonders.
I'm buying it in the sense that I don't think they have a chance this year. Now,
yeah.
Could they retool and do some things? Sure, but if they just keep trying to run it back with like this core, that Eastern Conference Finals that they got to last year was an overachievement, and I don't think
for sure they're not beating Cleveland.
No, they're not beating Cleveland. They're not beating. I don't even know if I'd take them against the Magic, the way the Magic have seemingly improved this year. Paulo comes back. I'm not taking him against my Heat. I wouldn't even take him against Boston. Or of course, I'm not taking him against Boston. I wouldn't take them against the Bucks. I don't think. Like I don't think any of those. I don't even think I'd take him against the Knicks, honestly. As much as that pains me to say, like the teams that are sitting in the top 6 right now, like I don't really see. There's something we have shown Tyrese Halliburton a lot of love on this show. There's just something missing. Like there's I don't know. I can't exactly put my thumb on it, but like like when you're watching the Lakers, right, or previously the Cavs, the Heat, Cavs originally, right. When it was like that time, like you just kind of knew like LeBron was gonna do this, and it was gonna, and you were gonna go. He's gonna go down shooting. Like you were gonna, despite whatever the dumbass narratives are about LeBron James, like he was gonna do that. Take a less extreme, that's the GOAT, right? Take the Celtics. Even before they won the championship, Tatum was going to go down shooting, right? Like he was going to have like that mentality, like I'm going to try and get this done, right? Trying to think of even like less extreme examples. Perfect. Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler. You're going to get a maximum effort, maximum type of result from him, whether they win or lose. It's not going to be because like he didn't put his imprint on the game. I just don't see that from Tyrese Halliburton. Like he's so passive, and like that's not a flaw. Maybe it just means that he needs somebody to come in that's kind of above him, and he's like the second fiddle. Nothing wrong with that. Still can be a fantastic player, but it's just like I don't think he's going to be the guy that drives them to a championship. Spicy P is for sure not going to be that person. Like they need somebody to
stop calling him Spicy P. He don't deserve a nickname. Whatever.
Mild P.
Yeah, I didn't even think he never deserved one in the first place, but it is. He's a good player.
You know how Americans are, Joe. Yeah, we see a name that we don't really know how to pronounce, so we got to put a nickname on it to make it easy for us. That's how that goes here.
Damn white man.
Yeah.
It'd be like that sometimes.
We finally agreed on one though, Joe. We're buying that they're 1-year wonders.
Yep. Facts.
So congratulations on going 1 for 3, Joe.
Wow.
But all right.
Shots. Cool.
Is that time?
That's tough.
It might be early. I know it's not Christmas yet, but it doesn't matter. That's not going to stop us from giving out some top 5 power rankings. So, Joe, starting from 5, going to 1, give me your top 5 teams in the NBA.
See, here, I'm number 5. I'm struggling with number 5 because
number 5 is tough.
I like the way the Rockets have looked. But Fred VanVleet, you a bitch, you a bitch, you a bitch. That shit was great. That's why I like. They just got they gritty, and that's why they're winning games, and they'll be able to win games like that just because they give 110%. And Jalen Green finally looking good. I like to see that. Like, you're gonna get 20 from him. But I'm gonna put Magic at 5. I'm gonna put the Orlando Magic at 5 because the way that they've been playing with Pablo not being, without him being there, and they still been able to be the top 3 seed in the East, even though it's still early, that impresses me. So I got them at 5, and then at 4, I'm gonna put, I'm gonna put Oklahoma City Thunder. They're really good. They're really good. I like them. But it's just like they remind me of the team as last year. I don't feel like they made a step. Like I need to see them take another step.
Okay.
But I know they're injured. They're dealing with Chet. They need to take another step.
Came back.
Yeah. They're going to be competitive this year, but they haven't. No,
I'm not mad
they just
at
haven't taken that extra step. You was the 1 seed last year. You got to take another step, and I just haven't seen that. You're the same team as last year, where people are like, oh shit, we got to play the Thunder. We got to come out here and play. But I haven't seen you when the Nuggets, when they start making their runs each year, you notice, damn, the regular season, damn, they got better. Ooh, they got better. They got significantly better. I just ain't seen that number 2 person take that step. That probably could have been Chet, but he's hurt.
It was looking like it, but he's not there right now.
So Magic, then I have OKC, then I'm gonna put Golden State at 3, even though I don't think they're contenders right now. They look good. Steph's freaking insane, man. He's still playing like thieves in the Olympics. 2, I'm putting the Cavs. I like the Cavs a lot. I really like the Cavs a lot. They look good. That backcourt is finally gelling and getting it together. And they're just so diverse. They got so many people that they can use on the defensive end that it is impressive. But I'm just not buying it 100% yet. Number one, I gotta put them Celtics, man. I'm telling you, when I watch the Celtics play, I watch their style of play and the way they're shooting the ball right now. I just say I don't know how you can go into a game plan in the regular season and sit there when you only have one day to game plan and go, this is how we're gonna beat them. And I thought the Timberwolves had the best option at doing it because they had the size to compete, and they just kept feeding Julius Randle and Rudy Gobert in the paint, and they was eating, but they just couldn't withstand all those threes. And the way the Celtics are doing it so efficiently, I gotta give them credit, and they play great defense. I'm giving it to the Celtics. Number one.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. All right, I'll give you the real list now.
My list was great. You tripping.
Number 5, I got your Los Angeles Lakers. Love the offense of the Lakers. When that team's healthy,
But their defense is terrible. Defense is bad, bro.
defense has been a little iffy.
Just go
But
ahead
at
and
the
get
end of the
Dwight
day,
Howard, bro.
when Anthony Davis is there and can play, and he's manning,
Facts.
kind of holding the rim, that's a whole different ball game for them. I do think they do need to make a move for some more rim protection. I agree, but
Robert Williams.
the way the offense has been playing, I mean, they're maximizing those pieces so well.
Mhm.
I love watching them play on offense. So I'm going to put them at 5. I am going to put at number 4 the New York Knicks. For now, they'll crumble, but for now, I'm gonna put them at 4.
They got no depth, man. They got 6 players.
I mean, they're a little banged up though. I mean, I think once they get some of their guys back, Precious Achiuwa hasn't played yet. Josh Hart, I think, has been in and out. I mean, they've been missing some pieces. At number 3, I'm gonna put the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Ooh.
I'm sorry.
All the way down to 3.
I don't buy the record.
Damn, we're gonna put Miami Heat at number 2.
No.
No, I'm just playing.
Number 2, I'm going to put the Golden State Warriors. And then I will agree with you. The Boston Celtics are number 1. As much as I want to hate on it and
They're
don't
so
want to do it,
I hate to do it too, man.
they're good. Their losses come from just like truly abysmal shooting performances from like Tatum or someone like that. And it's just, you can't really bank on that.
And you know how crazy that is too? They just won a championship, but your best player is pissed off. Like, it's like the NBA did them a favor.
Don't get it twisted. When it comes to playoff time and shit gets tough.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's gonna be the same thing as it always is.
Right now, they deserve to be number 1 in the power rankings.
They're a regular season team.
I was close with the Thunder. Just with the Chet injury right now, that's why I have them outside of the top 5. Once they get fully whole, though, and as long as I see him looking the way he was looking when he started the season, I think they'll shoot right up. But don't sleep on Miami Heat now. Miami Heat have been playing pretty good when they got all their players out there.
I haven't seen a Miami Heat game all year.
Refs tried to take it away from us last night, Joe.
It's because they're not on national TV. You know why? Because they're not relevant. They're
worry.
less relevant than the Dallas Cowboys.
Don't worry, Joe. National TV tomorrow night. Don't you worry. Right on TNT.
Who are they playing?
Milwaukee.
That's why. Giannis is on TV.
Jimmy Butler's on TV.
Yeah. You mean the MVP of the league so far is on TV?
Jimmy Butler? Yeah.
You mean Giannis? What is Giannis averaging? 33 points a game or something? Great. 32.4? Boy, you crazy, bro.
Well, he ain't no goddamn MVP. You can't be MVP when you're 8-9.
He's averaging 32 and 12.
Ain't no way in hell you're getting MVP when you have a losing record. No way.
I got a lot of injuries, bro.
Bro, and they were like 3 and something. They were like 4 and like 13 or 4 and 9 or some shit. They just played some dog shit teams back to back to get them to 8 and 9.
4 straight win streaks, bro.
Terrible.
What do you mean, bro? They 73 in their last 10, bro.
They've been terrible.
They have been bad.
Yeah, they won 4 in a row. Let me give you the 4.
Let's not do that, bro.
Played. Let's go over who they just played. Hold on.
Their point differential is trash. Their point differential is 0.2.
So congratulations on beating the Bulls, the Pacers, and the Hornets. Congratulations, top tier.
Man.
All at home.
Free LaMelo,
Hold
man.
on.
Free LaMelo, bro.
They did beat Houston though. So that was a good win. That started their winning streak.
That is a good win, bro.
Right after
Houston
they
is
lost,
good.
right after they lost to the Hornets. So good job. We won against the Hornets in the last few games. So
Was that they lost to the Hornets? Was that LaMelo dropped 50.
No, LaMelo lost when he dropped 50.
When they played the Bucks, when they just played the Bucks, he had half of a
they
game.
lost in that game. Yeah, the Bucks
Oh,
won.
they lose to the Bucks. They lost to the Bucks.
I'm saying they played the Bucks twice in the last like 5 games. They went 1.
Yeah. I didn't see that other one. I only watched the one where he dropped 50 because because LaMelo got benched in the game before, and then he had 3 early fouls
People
and then
lost
went
their
crazy.
mind on that. Trey Mann was hooping.
He was.
There's no
He
way
really
you were
was.
taking Trey Mann out that game.
But you don't bench LaMelo.
You shouldn't have benched. They should have found a way to get them both on the court. But I mean, Trey Mann was legit hooping in that game. I just want to throw that out there. But Joe, you know how we end this show? We choose love. We choose violence. What you got?
My love was for LaMelo Ball. Free that man. It really was. I wanted to bring up LaMelo Ball because first of all, I'm gonna just put this out there. If the Hornets don't fuck this up, they could have a top 5 backcourt in the NBA. Because with what's the kid Brandon Miller and LaMelo Ball, when they both are legit lethal shooters, and like it's insane. And if Melo's not having a good shoot night, he can just pass the ball, and you got somebody right there who can pick it up. Like they work so well together. They got to be right now. They could be top 5 backcourt. Like they're that good athletically. So I want to give a shout out to LaMelo Ball. I mean, come on, there's not that many dynamic backcourts right now. Like it's Luka, Kyrie. Who else you got?
Hero Jimmy.
Is that a backcourt?
It's as much as Luka and Kyrie.
Luka is a point guard for sure. And Kyrie is definitely a point guard.
Hero been bringing the ball up.
Okay, I guess.
Terry been out.
You gonna put them top 5?
Hey.
Okay.
This ain't gonna be my love, but Hero legit has been balling this year.
He has been.
You know, I'm usually quick to be on Hero's
I haven't watched them play.
He's been like, I've never seen him look this comfortable playmaking before.
Since the bubble.
I know I'm shooting or I know I'm passing. He's not able to kind of read the situation. He's been fantastic. I just need the one guy that I never thought I'd have to really be worried about from a consistency standpoint. Now, the highs might not hit the highs that I always expect them to, but I need to know where the fuck Bam Adebayo is. God, my God, he's tried to incorporate the 3-point shot into his offensive game. It's left him completely lost. But nonetheless, I have an obvious violence the way that this country decided to choose its leaders a couple weeks ago. So we'll get that one out the way.
White man back on top.
But so I don't know what the fuck we think we're doing. We're such a stupid country. But nonetheless, I'll keep it more back into the realm of
you know what's I'll sum up how stupid our country are. Just in Missouri, for example, we voted to bring back the right to have an abortion, but then voted for a president that wants to ban abortions.
In the last 2 elections, Missouri has protected the right for an abortion, voted to legalize weed, voted to legalize sports gambling, and then vote for Josh Hawley and Donald Trump.
Makes no sense. Makes no sense.
You show what you actually care about, and then vote the completely opposite way. Missouri's not the only state; happens in a lot of states, but nonetheless,
so stupid. You're right though.
Yeah, my love was going to be for Fred VanVleet though, just because that was the hilarious.
No, he said you a bitch. Did he touch him on the forehead and never got the right angle? He actually touched him. Oh my God, I couldn't tell if he actually touched him or not. That's hilarious.
You're a bitch. You're a motherfucking bitch. You're a bitch.
Bro,
dumb as fuck.
That referee held his cool though, bro. You can't call me a bitch and then poke my forehead and I'm not gonna swat your hand at least. Like, come on, bro.
I'm sure he's gonna lose a lot of money for that.
He gets fined 50K.
That was
I think I just saw it. It was 50.
That was peak entertainment for me.
I think it was only 50.
I just
50K. That's the highest you can ban on.
The NBA to just invest more in refereeing and training referees and everything, because it really does just like kind of ruin some really, really good games. Like last night, Joe, I wasn't lying when I said the refs tried to steal it from Miami Heat. Now it's a game in November, and they were also very bad for the Mavericks.
You can't
End
stare down.
End of the game. Heat are down 2. Inbound play with like just a second left. Alley-oop, Jimmy Butler, and 1. The guy comes crashing into him, hits him in the head, hits him in the side, everything. And it's just play on. Every single player on the court stopped because they just knew
automatically thought it was
going to be a foul. Like Mavs players stopped, Heat players stopped, and no one's like, wait, what? No. Earlier in the game, this ended up actually helping the Heat in a weird way. Hero clearly lays the ball off the glass. Gafford comes in, smacks it after it hits the glass. Play on. What? Like no one could understand what was going on. Like things like that were just happening. Now he ended up getting a 3 afterwards, so
worked out.
But
yeah,
like
referees got to do something different too. Like you dunk, I bet you if Jimmy Butler would have like roared after he got the alley-oop, stared the guy down, he got teed up.
Oh, that's what I honestly got worried about because he was like losing his mind. He couldn't believe, and Jimmy doesn't really call he really didn't complain about fouls like that. But he was like, "What the fuck? How did you not call blah 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 blah?" Hero was yelling at him. Spo's yelling at him. I'm like, guys, we've already lost the game this year on a dumbass technical foul. Spo, Chris Webber.
He sure did do that. He sure did call timeout that he didn't have. Sure did.
Yeah,
sure did. But everybody let that slide.
I did.
Me and Latin Americans aren't cool right now anyway, so fuck them. Is Spo Latin American? Oh. Yeah, Spanish.
He might have some
Spanish in him.
I think he's half Filipino. I don't know. But yeah, I hear what you're saying, Joe.
That's funny.
Back to my original comment.
I talked to dude cut my grass about it. He was like, "Man, I don't know what's wrong with my people." I was like, "I'm glad," because I was a little upset. I'm glad you ain't one of them. He's like, "I don't know what's wrong with them." He's like, "He finna make us all go back."
He's sure gonna change H1, B1 visa, whatever the acronym is. He's sure gonna just change that.
Sure.
Whatever he wants.
But I'm just saying, if it come to it, dog, you know where I'm at. You can buy me, right? Just if I gotta be a slave, you might as well buy me and my people. You can keep us cool, bro. Like I'm just saying. I'm trying to reach out to all my white friends that's gonna treat me nice, just in case I gotta be ready. Just saying. You know we can cook. I'm just saying.